So good morning. I want to thank you all for coming out. I'm John Dudo. I'm the Executive Director of Legacies Alive, and very honored and extremely humbled to officiate this ceremony today for this memorial and dedication of our 9 fallen heroes from Beaver County. We're going to start our ceremony with our national anthem. And for our national anthem, Miss Dawn Savage. If you would please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Our chaplain, Mr. Alan Fritz.
If we could please bow our heads. There is no greater love that a man can have than this, that he give his life for his friends. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the privilege that you have blessed us with to be born and live in the greatest country this world has ever seen. We thank you for our heroes. Because of them, we have the ability to stand here. Father, please consecrate this ground, consecrate this memorial, and make it a place for people to remember and honor those individuals who answered the call of their nation on behalf of you, our Father, your Son, Jesus Christ, and the United States of America. May God bless America, and may God bless the families that sit here before you today. Thank you.
So I want to thank everybody for coming out. We have a beautiful morning here in Chippewa Township. Thank everybody for coming. You did something great for America today by giving up some time your morning to come out here, honor this memorial, honor these families that have given so much for the freedoms we have. In typical fashion of every vet out there, woke up this morning, stretch, morning PT, and pray. Today I prayed for the families that are with us. I prayed for all of you that are coming out today. And selfishly, I prayed for myself that I would honor these heroes with the pride and dignity that they deserve. Then I heard a voice, and it was our angels. They said, "Don't worry, when you screw up, we're going to crush you." We know it, right? So at this time, I'd like to do our roll call. These are our 9 fallen from Beaver County. Major John W. McCroglu.
Does not answer.
Sergeant Alan R. Bevington.
Does not answer.
Sergeant Ernest G. Bucklew.
Does not answer.
Sergeant Dylan J. Elchin.
Does not answer.
Sergeant Joshua J. Reimer.
Does not answer.
Sergeant Robert C. Sisson, Jr.
Does not answer.
Specialist Sean M. Davies.
Does not answer.
Private First Class Timothy Brown.
Does not answer.
Private Dylan R. Patus.
Does not answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, roll call can be deep. Should be. It's emotional, but we will always honor, we will always remember, we will always say their names. Our heroes deserve that, and that's why we're here. For the freedoms that we have to be here today. Many of us that served in third world countries, if we had a congregation of this size, be arrested, detained. A lot of bad things happened over there. Today, we have our freedoms. Everybody drove here in their own cars today. Kids will be playing sports today. That's the freedoms we have in America, and we're so grateful for it. This project started about 2.5 years, the memorial we have here to honor our 9 fallen heroes from Beaver County. There are more. Okay. A lot of people don't know it, but there are more. They will be honored in due time. Before I introduce our first speaker, just want to talk about 2.5 years ago when we went to the Chippewa Township Supervisors meeting, and we had an architectural design of the project. And we went to request approval to move forward. And we're very honored that the entire board, the entire township, it was unanimous, and we can't thank them enough for their support and their cooperation. And the feedback we got from the board when we did the presentation was pretty honorable. They said, what can we do for you? What can Chippewa Township do to make this memorial up and over the top? And they've succeeded in that. And I'd like to introduce Township Supervisor Mr. Mark Taylor.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. Here with me today to represent the Township Supervisors is our Chairman, Jim Burrell, and our Rec Director, Lauren Doyle. Like John said, when he came to he called me one day and he said, hey, we have this idea. Do you mind if I come to the supervisors to present this to them? And I said, absolutely. I've worked with John over the years on a lot of different things. I know him personally as a friend. And, you know, when they brought this project to us, and John's right, it was, the board just said, absolutely. I mean, what a better place to honor somebody here, this memorial in Veterans Park. We named this Veterans Park from day one. You can see all the banner program that we've done here. This is a sports complex, but we also take the time to honor our veterans and current serving military. So on behalf of Chippewa, I would just like to say that you know, we're so honored to have this wonderful memorial place in our park. And I'd like to thank John, Ron Begolia, all the hard work you've put in. I saw that truck all through the township raising funds. And Ron said, is it okay if I park over there? Is it okay if I park over there? I said, you park that thing anywhere you damn well want to. All right, because and I'm glad to see the community come together and make this a reality. So thank you very much, and thank you all for your service and helping us, like John said, to have our freedoms for today. That people take that for granted, and I know I don't. So thank you very much.
To introduce our next speaker, U.S. Air Force Tech Sergeant Rico Elmore. Rico's been a supporter of us at Legacies Alive, and last year we did the Mountain Man March down in Bridgewater. We did 26 miles. We rucked 26 miles around Beaver County, stopping at memorials, at cemeteries, at Gold Star family houses, and places like that were our stopping points, as well as legions and VFWs. And Rico joined in and did about half of that day with us, maybe 3/4, but quite a bit. And we appreciate Rico's support, and he's honored to speak to you today.
Morning. The Lord has shone down on us today with this wonderful weather, the beautiful sun, and that is His thank you to all the Gold Star families and those veterans out there on the front line for us today. And it's an honor, it's a privilege to be here this morning. So I thank Legacies Alive very much for that honor. Echoing the words of President Ronald Reagan, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, it must be protected, and it must be handed down for them to do the same. The definition of a fallen hero is one who has made the ultimate sacrifice of his life for his friends, family, and the preservation of life and liberty. We honor those fallen warriors on Memorial Day, but their legacies will be in our hearts and the minds of our family, friends, and loved ones forever. Good morning, airmen, soldiers, sailors, and families of our fallen heroes. My name is Technical Sergeant Elmore, and I'm a 13-year active veteran in the 171st Air Refueling Wing. Today we honor the legacy of our fallen servicemen and women who put on this uniform to help keep this country free and safe. Okay, there we go. There's a flyover. That's it. The great integrity and courage it takes for one to stand in support and protection of liberty. This is a precious gift whose benefits we all enjoy every day and should continue to honor in our everyday steps and walks. America has lost fathers, mothers, brothers, and sisters, but our legacy will continue. In closing, I leave you with this. Our flag does not fly because the wind blows. It flies with the last breath of every warrior who paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect it. I salute my fellow brothers and sisters and their families, our great centuries of freedom and justice, and God bless USA.
Thank you, Rico. To introduce our next speaker, U.S. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Lou Wilbur. I'd like to introduce Lou with a couple words. Lou serves our country. He's also a teacher at Blackhawk School District and also a football and baseball coach here within the district. Lou is a very respected member of our community right here in Blackhawk. Previous charity I volunteered with, we used to give a scholarship fund at Blackhawk High School. And one of the questions we asked would be, name a teacher or coach that had a major influence and served as a role model in your life through your high school career, and how. And I want to let you know, over 75% of those responses were Coach Wilbur or Mr. Wilbur. So, lastly, with Lou, when we talked about the Mountain Man March last year that we did in Beaver County, when we started at 7 a.m. in the morning down at Kelly's Riverside, we really didn't know if we'd have 5 people stepping off, 6, 7, and COVID was pretty strong back then, and it was it choked me up when we were getting ready to step off and said our prayer, and I looked over and there was Lou, and there were the seniors from his high school baseball team that he brought down that morning. So, without further ado, Chief Master Sergeant Lou Wilbur.
Whoa. I don't think my wife would say all that, but thanks, John. I appreciate that. I want to thank Mr. John Dudo, the Gold Star families, and Legacy Alive for asking me to be part of this memorial dedication. I'm honored to be speaking with you today in such an important occasion. We are here today to honor our heroes, to remember their achievements, their courage, and their dedication, and to say thank you for all their sacrifices. The service members we honor today came from all walks of life, but they shared several fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty, and integrity. All these qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Many of them didn't ask to leave their homes to fight on distant battlefields. Many didn't volunteer. They didn't go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect a nation which has given them, us, so much. The reason behind choosing military service differs from person to person, but a variety as the reasons are. There is a universal understanding. Service means sacrifice, even if that sacrifice is one's own life. The impact of the ultimate sacrifice ripples through our communities. Service members' death touch more than just lives of their loved ones and friends. When their stories are shared in our neighborhoods, our homes, our schools, and our place of worship, these men and women become a part of the collective identity of our hometowns. The stories of their sacrifice live on in pride of memories and their loved ones at observance and through inscription on memorials and plaques dedicated to the legacy of their generation. Woven into the fabric of our country are those who died while wearing the cloth of our nation. They instill a sense of pride among citizens. They inspire new generations to raise their hand in service. There is no greater sacrifice than one's life for a greater good. In most recent conflicts, the military has paid tribute to those died with fallen comrade and ramp ceremonies. These are part of the dignified transfer, the solemn return of our service members from their theater of war back to the United States and to their loved ones for eternal rest. The fallen comrade ceremony happened at places including Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan, Balad, Iraq. The remains of those in action in theater were brought to the base. No matter the hour of the day or night, when the announcement of their arrival came over the loudspeaker, often mere hours after a person's death, the military personnel who were not on guard lined the road leading to the base flight line and rendered the final salute as Humvees carrying the body would slowly pass by a waiting aircraft. On the flight line, a small group then conducted a ramp ceremony, carrying the transfer case onto the aircraft and draping the American flag over it for its journey back to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. Myself, serving 33 years in the Air Force and flying as an aeromedical evacuation member, I have been on those flights, bringing our fallen warriors home. In 2020,
I had the honor of being a command chief at Bagram Air Base, Afghanistan. As new troops arrived at Bagram, I had the opportunity to meet with them, alongside our Bagram Air Base commander. The first place that I would take them to is the memorial room. This room was dedicated to our fallen heroes. I would ask them to take a look around the room to honor our brave men and women and their sacrifice. I was often drawn to Dylan Elchin's name because of my relationship with Hopewell and the Black Hawk communities, as well as residing in the same neighborhood as his family. Bonds like this cannot be broken. I will forever be grateful to our brave men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice that allows us to stand here today. I salute you.
Thank you, Lou. Part of what Lou was speaking about was the attention on deck as a fallen pass. And want to recognize our flag line and our Gold Star Riders. This organization formed about a few months ago. Luke Dennis being the president, Mark Kravitsky being the vice president, and all that you see standing behind me in the flag line. Patriot Guard Riders, American Legion Riders, we joined together with a vision to ride for our fallen, to form Gold Star Riders. And Luke was stationed in Okinawa and for about a couple weeks, and we did Zooms at 5 in the morning and at midnight and different times because of the time zone, and he wrote all the bylaws and the board approved it, and it was quite a process. So in ceremonial nature, that's why you see a flag line at all of our events, and that's also why we see escorts. The Gold Star Riders will escort anywhere we have Gold Star families in movement. Going down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee for the Mountain Man March, that's the 26 mile. We went to Gatlinburg this year, and I got to tell you, I was blown away as well as the families around the bus when we hit Pigeon Forge and you hear the rolling thunder and wonder what's going on, and all of a sudden all these bikes came from around us. They had been ahead of us, and they escorted our bus of Gold Star families from Pigeon Forge all the way to Gatlinburg. Any movement we made, the riders were there. And so a big hand for our Gold Star Riders. Thank you. So a couple comments quickly about Legacies Alive and who we are and what we do. At Legacies Alive, we are a federally registered 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're very proud to say we're 97.2% of all of our proceeds go directly to our mission, our families, and supporting our families and honoring our fallen. Our mission statement is to provide unwavering support to our nation's Gold Star families and ensure the legacies of our fallen heroes remain forever alive. We do that on 3 platforms. We have legacy physical challenges. Such as the Mountain Man March I've referred to. Our founders walked the nation from Seattle all the way down to San Diego, across Texas for 8 months, and walked into the Army-Navy game with a game ball for the official and 14 American flags signed by Gold Star families across the nation. It was an 8.5-month journey. We did a swim for their sacrifice, where one of our Navy SEALs swam from mile marker 0 in Minnesota all the way through the river, 14 miles a day averaging, down through New Orleans to the Gulf of Mexico. Along that route, we had kayaks, escort kayaks, signed by all the Gold Star family members that we met and encountered and united on that swim. Next year, we're at Army-Navy game, and we're trying to think, wow, how do we up that? And lo and behold, one of our families raises her hand and says, John, you guys have done so much for us. It's time for us to do something for you, for all the families. And Gold Star mother spoke up and said, my son's goal was to go to the Freedom Tower. The events at 9/11 changed a lot of our lives. That's why so many joined the service back then. The goal was to save enough money to go see Freedom Tower when he came back from his deployment. And since he didn't come back, she said, I'm going to ride my bicycle from San Diego to Freedom Tower. Next, you know, another hand goes up, and the guy says, I'm riding with her. So they did. They rode their bicycles from San Diego all the way to New York City, arriving on 9/11. I'm sorry, 9/11, we were in D.C. We placed a wreath on the tomb. Then the following week, they finished up in New York City at Freedom Tower. So the legacy challenges are extreme physical challenges to raise awareness for our Gold Star families and honor our fallen. And it gives us an opportunity to be out in communities and across the nation to unite and connect with families. We have legacy events. The legacy events are what bring our families together, help them connect, share stories. We have our families that are with us today. A lot of people say I know I can forget things pretty quick, but somehow names just get engraved in me. And we have our Gold Star families, you know, seated here. We have John Paytas, father of Dylan Paytas. We have Chuck Bevington, father of Alan Bevington. Ron Bagolia, grandfather of Dylan Elchin. Donna Duez, mother of Dylan Elchin. And we have Aaron and Zach and Sandy representing Aaron and Zach are Dylan's brothers. Sandy is Ron's wife, Dylan's grandmother. We have Nancy Hoffman, Joe Tabe, and Dana Tabe from Bobby Gilbertson. We have Mayor Gerald Jackson. His son Casey served in the Army, and Gerald's here all the way from Bell Vernon. We have the Reimer family, Jim and Donna Reimer, with their beautiful grandson and daughter. And did I miss anybody? Oh, Marianne. Marianne Sisson, mother of Bobby. Marianne Storch, mother of Bobby Sisson. And so we're so delighted to have our families here. And I want you to know when we conclude the service, please talk. Okay, we have a mission where we believe in celebrating the lives of our heroes. And, you know, people have asked me, well, how do you talk to Gold Star families? Say hello. I did it, didn't I, Zach? I'm talking. Yeah, you just talk. And, you know, our families love to share stories. We all love to share stories. We love to have a smile, a hug, and a laugh. This project here is for the 9 fallen in Beaver County. And as humble and quiet as Ron is, I do want to recognize Ron Bagolia for all of his efforts. And I know I'm speaking on behalf of all these families, Ron, and the appreciation they have for all the work you've put in. So Legacy Projects is the third tier we operate on, and that's what we have today. We build memorials in the hometowns of our heroes so that their legacies will remain forever alive. With this memorial here, a few people I want to recognize. Steve Dillon for all the artwork and design work. Jeremy Yers with the social media and those aspects. The Gift Brick program. Casey Steckman from Steckman Memorials. Gumpf Gardens for the construction and building it. And again, Chippewa Township for your unwavering support. So how did this memorial come to be? I was at Dillon's service up in Coriopolis, somewhere like that. Ron, I forget the name of the town. It was this huge church. And I remember when you spoke and you said, I don't even know what religion this is, but this place is huge. And they opened up the doors. So I met Ron, met Donna. A few months passed. Ron and I connected. We met at Applebee's in Chippewa. And every Monday, 6 o'clock or 6:30, we would meet at Applebee's as we kind of had this vision, and Ron would share his vision with me. It started out with a little piece of paper, and it had a pencil diagram on it. And those of you who saw it know it. And I said, okay, Ron, 2 things. This is what Legacies Live does. We'd be honored to do it. We got to get a graphics art designer so we can put some structure to it, and we got to get a social media webpage up and running. And Ron said, how about we meet with one at a time? I don't like meeting with too many people. And 2.5 years later, Ron speaks at events, and so proud of you, Ron. We engaged Steve Dillon and Jeremy, and the artwork came together. Then we talked to Casey Steckman, and we talked to Gumpf's, and everything started growing. Now, Ron did all this work without an email address, without a computer, and believe it or not, in today's age, without a cell phone. I think I talked to Sandy how many times a week Ron would be out in the parking lot selling bricks and selling bricks and selling bricks and T-shirts and dropping stuff off under the doormat at my house, and everybody know, hey, Ron's here. And we appreciate those moments. And in all that, Ron, this is a very proud moment to dedicate this memorial. So we're all very humble, we're all very proud, and on behalf of everyone, Ron, thank you. More than anything, I appreciate our friendship, Ron. I love you. So we have two more memorials we're going to build. One's going to be in Brighton Township, hopefully later this fall, and one's going to be in Hopewell. The unique thing about our memorials, we believe in celebrating the lives of our heroes and bringing our memorials to life. The reason we didn't have this memorial at the courthouse is people pass by the courthouse maybe once or twice a year. But this is a place that's alive. There's soccer fields, there's lacrosse fields. This is alive. There's hundreds and hundreds of kids that pass through here every day, every weekend. And the story we wanted to tell with these memorials is you'll see storyboards. And I want you to walk, read them, get to learn our heroes, meet their families. These storyboards tell the life of our heroes. And they can be interchanged at all three memorials. So they'll never look the same. The storyboards can be interchanged. So that's why we chose a community, a park. We want the kids and the families to walk by to know, hey, our heroes grew up just like you. Okay? This is your community, and this is our freedom, and that's why we're here. So I encourage you to walk the memorial, read the placards, meet the families, celebrate the lives our heroes lived. Thank you. This time, our benediction, Chaplain L. Fritz. Please rise if you would, please.
If we could please bow our heads. Once again, Father, we come to you to thank you for this beautiful day, for the companionship of those around us, for the blessings you've put onto us by letting us live here in the United States of America. It has been said that a man dies twice. Once when they take their final breath, and the second time when people no longer speak their name. Please be with us, and please be with the families, and please be with every person who crosses path with this memorial to speak the names of our 9 heroes so that their legacy will live forever. Amen. To their legacies.
To their legacies. In closing, I encourage everybody to walk up, see the memorial, meet our families, hear a story, share a laugh. It's time for hugs. It's time for handshakes. It's time to share some stories, share some memories. God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you all for coming out.